Welcome to this week's episode of the What Is My Life podcast, where 5 Black women discuss what the hell is going on inside and figure out what the fuck y'all are doing outside. We're moving into season 2. Ooh, okay.
With the background.
Yes, yep. Ready to start the show? I mean, it's not like a start, it's like a soft start, like just a conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's one thing most people don't know about you?
One thing most people don't know about me?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm an open book, but I'm also a really private person, so I'm not sure. Let me think on that.
One thing most people don't know about you. I don't know. I mean, do people know that I'm sensitive? I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive. I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm sensitive about pretty much everything.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't know that, to be quite honest.
Oh no, I'm a big baby.
Me too. But yeah, I feel that.
I'm trying to like lean into that more.
Yeah.
In this year 2022, but yes, I'm very sensitive, and there's nothing wrong with being sensitive.
Yes.
And when people say, you know what, you're too sensitive, I say that's okay. You don't have to know how to handle me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I feel that. Ooh.
Yeah, being sensitive is just being in tune with your emotions. Like that doesn't make.
And I'm tired of ignoring that because she has been right for the most part.
Okay. She be trying to tell you something, you be like, you just cry, baby.
Disrespect.
Okay.
So yes, if people don't know that, that's true. I'm very sensitive. If you thought you hurt my feelings, you probably did.
Ooh,
Gosh, I felt that, G. Seriously.
I'm hurt. But it's all right.
Is it?
I'm
Damn.
gonna fight. But I'm just chilling. But yeah, I don't know.
Same. I can't think of anything.
So there's nothing
I think of something bizarre.
there's nothing that people don't already know about y'all. Like,
I feel like there's very little that people don't know.
Ooh, I think I go. You know, I was in the poly lifestyle for a little bit.
You was where?
in the poly.
Ollie.
The poly. I mean,
I feel like if
y'all
anybody
know,
watches
like,
your social media, they would know that. Or they would guess that.
That I was poly?
Maybe not.
I don't know.
No.
You can't be operating with insider language talking about
That's true.
assumptions.
That's true. But then sometimes, but honestly, I feel like sometimes if people use
Oh.
I feel like I might
Were
have
you silent or were you silenced?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. Now y'all mute.
we going to bed. Goodbye. We're done.
Because it was really just like, what happened?
Us three just like,
Let's
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we don't know. This is really bad.
no, you good. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with I don't know, I might get a little sad. I don't know. I'm asking anyway, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Y'all thinking hard today, boy.
Okay, you got these last brain cells fighting.
It's a quick Tuesday. Y'all gonna think.
Okay,
Yeah,
I would
these-
honestly
yeah.
say it wouldn't be anything about my personality. If I could do anything, it would be appearance wise.
We know. We already
Yeah, you already know with the BBL propaganda. It's stomach on flat, ass on what's that? That would be the only thing I would change because I'm fucking great.
I was thinking
Okay,
that.
well, why would you
Same.
make those changes then, Amira?
Excuse me?
Oh,
I'm
Were
sorry.
you-
Mike is hot.
What would that give you that you don't have?
I don't have a fat ass, so it would give me that.
What would a fat ass give you that you don't have though?
I would say that I'm someone who has a high sense of self-worth, but I don't have a high self-esteem. So maybe that would also be something that people probably don't know about me. They would assume that I'm super confident because I'm really outgoing, but I I've always had insecurities about my body since I was really young. And so if I wanted to change anything about myself, it would always be that.
Okay.
Because everything else is fucking amazing. Please.
Period. Sorry. The boy is going in. So I think I would change my ability, or not my ability, I just do the bare minimum. Like I do just enough to get by. And I feel like if I actually tried, to do something, like I would really be out here.
Oh, crazy.
Probably rich.
Crazy, G. Motivation, I guess. You would change your motivation?
I don't even know if it's not, maybe it's motivation, but I just know that I've still been successful, like just getting by, like being a BC average student. Like, so like, why try harder? Because what I'm already doing works. I don't know.
It wasn't funny, sis. I didn't mean to laugh at you, but it's like funny because like Reese said, like I have insider knowledge, so I understand what you're saying, but like it's really weird hearing you say it out loud.
Like putting words to it, you know? That's a whole nother story. When you be like, listen, I'll do the bare minimum and not get by. Okay? Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay.
But sometimes I feel you, Cor. Sometimes it's like, why take that extra step?
Correct.
Because why put that level of expectation on myself when I know that people are going to continue to look to me for that standard over and over and over and over. And I'm going to tell you, as a standard bearer, that it's not, it may look good or whatever, it's trash.
Right. Period. For sure. I was talking to somebody and they were like, well, my supervisor keeps asking me to do more work. And I'm like, could you keep doing it? You keep doing it. You keep doing it well. So
okay, that's also the key.
You're doing it well. You keep doing it well. So it's they're going to keep asking you. You need to suck a little. If you suck a little, they might stop asking you. I mean, they could be like, oh, you're not usually living up to your, I don't know how you're going to explain that. But if you give the bare minimum, that's all they will explain. Is this a read, my sis? Is that what's happening? Are you feeling this in your spirit, in your soul?
You know what's funny to that point? Like I told my boss that my year of the word was consistency. And she was like, I wouldn't word of the year. She was like, I would never guess that you're inconsistent based on your work.
Don't know.
Surprise.
And I was like, for real? Surprise.
Maybe she was just saying that because she got to know something.
I mean,
or you high functioning, sis. You know what I'm saying? You do it.
No,
well.
I really am.
Well, interesting. Oh, Tage, did you have anything? I feel like you answered this question before on another episode too.
Yeah, I feel like I did too. But I think I would say like when someone is like pushing me to not take offense.
Tell us more.
Like when someone is trying to encourage me or challenge me to don't take offense to that. Because sometimes I get in this way of, how you gonna tell me like what to do? You're not me.
Come on, Aquarius.
Tell me like, and also you think I can't do it because I can't? It's this little, it's sick. I know.
No, we're not gonna label it. It's just It is what it is, sis.
But it is, and I think, and it's sometimes like I'm able to mask it very well when someone is telling me this, but internally it's just like I be just like, what are they talking about? Like,
what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'd be like, what are you talking? Like, how did you come about this?
Don't speak on me.
I got a question because I may still, not recently, I don't think, but could also struggle with this, and I realized that was because I didn't ask for it. So I think when it's unsolicited, it puts you in a place where I'm not receptive to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you didn't ask me, have I even had this? Have I experienced this? Have I tried this thing? And I feel like it comes up more when when I didn't ask you, So now I'm in a place like, how I'm not capable? Or how I didn't do that? How I didn't try that? Because I did. You just didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Now you insulted me in some ways. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's just exactly. And then it's just also like this conversation in my head of that, and then like don't take it, like literally stop it. Because okay, for example, like working out, right? If I'm or moving my body and I'm doing something, and like the instructor comes over to me and shows me, but you don't even know. What if I'm just taking a break? What if I'm just trying to get my mind right?
Yeah. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Right. So now I have to just I have to be like, okay, wait. Let's take a step back. This person is just coming to me, trying to help. And what can I do? I could just either think too much about it, or I could just be like, you know what? What am I here for?
Right.
I'm here to just do what I have to do.
Thanks.
So
sometimes that stuff don't be about you. Like,
yeah, stop taking it personal.
Okay, they do things to make themselves feel better. Sometimes, you know, like, oh, let me go help this person so I feel like a good teacher. So I'm a good teacher. You know what I'm saying? Or I come off as a good teacher. You probably may not be doing nothing wrong, but they be trying to like self, you know, I don't know what the word is, self-soothe, self-satisfy, whatever. And I don't know. It's sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with you. So I could definitely understand that.
I think it's like, and I don't know about you, Tasia, but for me, it's like, what is this deep-seated hatred I have of being criticized?
Facts.
And where the fuck did that come from? And like, I can place it. Like, I know where I know. I 100% know, but it's like immediate. And that's why I like when I see stuff that confirms that things that are traumatic to us, it's like it's already in our brainstem. So we're just going to react to it. And trying to stop that is so hard. It's so hard to like, next thing you know, you're just like, in your brain, it's like, damn nigga, put them walls down.
How dare you tell me I'm wrong?
Like that, you remember that the movie with the feelings and the guy who was like,
Inside Out.
And when I tell you I was in shambles.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I love that movie. I should go watch that.
But also, what was the first question you had asked? But I love that. What's the first question you asked?
Oh, what's something that no one knows about you, or that most people don't know about you?
Oh, yeah, when I was little, I could bite my toenails, and if I could, I would right now. A lot I just shared with you.
Okay, you were very vulnerable. Very good job,
you know
sweetie. Good job.
You know what's very deceiving about this is that we think we're with each other, and we forget that people listen to us. Let me tell you, I too have been a victim of the sisterhood.
Not a victim of the sisterhood. Thinking you're sharing with your
forgetting that the mic is hot. Okay, because my sister is a safe space. You know,
I don't care, y'all. Yeah, that's
don't. Period.
But
that is funny. Risha, did you share something?
Not Risha.
Did you share something, Rish?
That most people don't know about me, or what was the second question?
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Oh, you know what? This is crazy, but I have really always liked myself.
That's beautiful.
I really have.
That's not crazy.
Like deep down, you know, I really have always thought, you know, you're a cool dude. And even if people don't get it, you're still cool.
Oh, that's good.
No,
I love that
conversation.
That's good.
I'm sorry, y'all. My period is coming, so things are making me extremely emotional.
Yeah.
I cried 5 times today already. And I'm not exaggerating.
No, I think it must be something going on in the stars, because I've been feeling that.
That really just.
I've been feeling very moved.
It touched my heart.
Yeah, I've always pretty much thought I was a cool dude. So if I could change something, I would make my pockets fatter.
Okay,
I think I could do so much good.
Add that to my answer list.
That was my answer.
Yeah, that comes above the BBL propaganda. That is
the rich buddy,
the top of the list.
Slam on
that
the
guapo in my.
Put it in my pocket,
please. I think like related to that, I just want to figure out. I would change like this whole process of me figuring out what's going to make me rich, because I would like to just know. I don't know if that counts as an answer, but I'd like to know which idea of these 1,700 I have swirling in my head is going to be the one, you know, because I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea until I try them all.
Okay.
That's it.
Those are all questions you have?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was a good conversation. Thanks for the questions, Mina. Okay. She's taking notes because she wants to remember this. Okay.
Oh,
She
y'all
meant
funny.
this day.
I got therapy tomorrow, and I'm about to bring up what Narisha said. Like, hey, Miss Girl.
No, she's in therapy tomorrow.
Oh, therapy. Gotcha.
Oh, I was just yelling in the mic. Yes, I have therapy tomorrow. And what my sis said really just
Said about what?
I wanted to write that down. Just like, what's the reason? What's the inner, like, let's talk about this girl. Cause so
Again, and I can be even more, open. You can get into it with people and then be sitting with your feelings, whether valid or not. But at the end of the day, you have got to figure out what made you act like that.
Why you act like that? Like what?
Why the way that you act? You don't
Seriously. Me conversating with myself. Bitch, what's going on? You stressing me out.
Why are you doing that?
You missing all your priorities. That's what happens. I miss my priorities because I'll be in my head. But yes. So that's why I'm writing that. Yes, I'm a scholar.
Okay, but you're segueing me right into what I was going to say. I'm going to change my answer.
Oh, wow.
One thing I want to change is how long it takes me to respond when I feel a certain way about something.
Wow.
I have to think, I have to process, I have to think about the other person, I have to think about me. Is what I'm thinking true? Is what I think in the real feeling? You know what I'm saying? I would want to speed that process up and make it easier for me to put me first. I know you have no struggles with this. Make it easier for me to put me first.
I gotta put me first, Lucius.
And I gotta put me first, Lucius. The turmoil within myself and prioritizing that over how is this person gonna respond? How is this person gonna how's they gonna feel? Is what I'm feeling true? You know what I'm saying? Like, just who cares? Period. I'm getting better. I will say I'm getting better, but I would love to double the processing, decrease the processing time twice.
Because my whole thing is this with that in particular, because immediately, let me tell you something. You had me, fucked up. Like the body is now functioning. This is where you took a left turn, bitch.
The glitch.
I don't have no problem saying that, but because I was like, no, I really felt that in my spirit where you were just like, it just takes me so long because I do like sometimes you process that with us and I'd be like, I just want you to say that they had you fucked up. Just say that.
No.
And you'd be like, but how would they feel? And then how would I feel after how they feel? Nobody cares. I'm going to tell you that you had me fucked up and I will deal with the consequences, whatever they are. I don't have no problem apologizing and saying I was wrong, but I do want to let you know.
Pause, because didn't you say you don't apologize?
I don't apologize for what I said because I meant it, but I will apologize of how it made you feel. Okay, I'm sorry that made you feel sucky. I hate that for you.
No, I'm sorry. That is
I meant what I said. I meant when I said that you were a dusty bitch. I meant that. Now today, I don't feel that way today, but I meant that yesterday. If I apologize for that, that would be a lie.
We're not gonna do this again. We're not gonna do this again.
He said yesterday was yesterday. Today is today.
That's it. Today's a new day. Okay.
Today's price is not today's price.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm in therapy, so it's fine. I'm figuring it out, but I still slightly stand by that.
10 toes.
10 toes down, because I will deal with the consequences, whatever they are. I'm gonna be all right.
Bitches be being too mindful. That's my problem. I be being too thoughtful, too mindful, let me do this the healthy way. I just need to cuss sometimes.
Because sometimes but here's the thing though, that's interesting. Like what is healthy and what is not. Like there are some things that are clearly like, that's not healthy. But like for the most part, I feel like sometimes we think too deep into things and trying to be like, I don't want to say politically correct, but like try to do things the right way or like come from just a healed and evolved place. And it's like, well, the healing work happens when you are figuring the shit out. Like you're not always going to come from some healed, evolved place. Like the healing happens when you figure shit out and you fuck up.
The version of me needs to hear that.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Amen.
I think that go back to that shit, that perfection piece.
Tasia, please don't forget to pass the mic, ladies.
Oh, can you not hear me?
Yeah, can you not hear me now?
No, when Marina's talking in the background, not really.
Oh, okay. I thought this mic was super dynamic, but guess not.
Okay.
It is at moments, but I think because when you're
Set it in
responding,
the
you're
middle.
whispering.
Okay.
That whisper.
Yo,
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me-
yeah, that's it. Hi, Deuce.
Excuse us, sir. We're actually conducting business here.
Excuse me.
This is a business.
Thank you so much.
Business.
We joined LLC Twitter.
LLC. Okay.
Hey, we got a business to run.
Yeah.
Period. All right, let's get into the show, the real this week. So welcome to another week of the What Is My Life podcast. Okay, it is Amira this week. This week I'm practically I'm
in your head. Looking like
do you see me?
Damn.
I'm fine as wine this week. Okay, that's me this week with my twin.
You see us?
Okay, fine as
Long
wine.
hair.
Period. I'm fine as wine this week.
Her.
Okay, hey y'all, it's Courtney, aka Bryson in the background. If you hear a small child,
Is that where I go?
It's Marina on the microphone. I'll be here with my sister today. So
Is this a British accent?
if you can't hear me, it's something. If you can't hear me, forgive me for this episode, but I am here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, it's not, but I'm Agatha this week because it was me all along. It was really me the whole time.
Who the hell is Agatha?
correct.
We don't know.
Y'all didn't watch oh,
Encanto? Is that
no,
from Encanto?
not from Encanto. No, that's
Wait,
from,
Is this from Euphoria?
it's no, it's not from Euphoria. It's from WandaVision.
Oh, I did watch WandaVision. That's actually a really good show.
It was actually really good, and I finally
It is.
finished it after to my sister's happiness after all these years,
Oh.
meaning 18 months.
No, it's good. I
And let's
just
talk
don't
about
recall.
that because if you don't watch something in 30 seconds, people will just be like, "How did you not see?" Well, damn,
There's so
It's a
many
lot.
things to watch.
so many
No,
things
I
to
will
see.
finish something in 48 hours after starting.
Also saying
talk about what is that? Squid Games. Binged it.
Never
I
watched
still
it.
never watched it.
No,
Oh, it's
Watch
a little
it.
rough.
no, I'm not jumping on that band. That's the one I couldn't jump on.
Yeah, I'm not really
All
good
right.
with like drugs or like violence.
All right, cool.
But I watched this really interesting YouTube video that like deconstructed like all the meanings and things in it, and I found it very insightful. It was really nice. Yeah, it was a nice little YouTube video.
Oh, why?
Okay, TT with the wine.
Oh, and y'all, real quick, it's DJ Tay Wills on the ones.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! Wow, we're going to jail. Say it again for the people in the back.
Y'all know it's DJ Tay Wills.
Not her trying to get sex on the mic.
Okay, with the slick, the voice.
Not her putting her after 5 voice.
No, I
on.
do want to watch WandaVision. I do want to.
You should. I had a lot of fun with it. I did.
Okay, because once you see
What
the
is it
memes
streaming
where
on?
Disney Plus.
Hmm,
I wish this was a hashtag ad. Come on, Disney.
Oh, okay. Speaking into existence.
Bless us.
No, seriously.
Since we got a business now.
Since we have an
got a business.
LLC, baby,
Limited liability corporation, maybe.
on
Company
per,
or something.
You know that.
we do.
Since we got a business.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bryson's auntie, if you could take us into what the hell is going on the timeline. I've kind of been off social media a little bit this week, so I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Same.
Yeah, so for our timeline T segment, we have some really hot stuff happening in the timelines
Ooh.
this week. I'm just kidding. I don't really know. So the first thing that I want to share is a tweet. I'm gonna open it because I want to give folks they props. But it was a really cute tweet. My internet is too slow, so I'm gonna read the tweet.
Wow.
It said, I saw this mom do a coming of age ceremony for her daughter where she threw an intimate dinner party for her. She had other women in her life come and they brought gifts, gave advice about womanhood, and talked about mental health for women. Genius. And that was by Kyra Henry. at her at is Kyra Moore. So I have two questions. Would you do this for your children? And is it something that you wish you would have had when you were coming of age? What I'm assuming that's like 16, 15, 16?
I would say no. I would probably not do this for my child. And I only say that because I don't want my child to think that like you have to celebrate yourself at certain benchmarks in your life. I think that like every day will be a learning opportunity. Every day is a day to celebrate yourself and learn about like how exciting it is to be you. So I don't think I would do a particular ceremony, but I think that the idea and the sentiment is really sweet. Do I think or do I wish it would have been done for me? Probably also no. I think that when I first got my period, my mom made a really big deal about it. My parents were actually on vacation in Myrtle Beach at the time, but so my aunt was with us, and like my mom called my aunt and they had this whole conversation about it. And my mom wanted to make it special, especially since she wasn't there. So my aunt ran me a bubble bath and like rubbed my head and was like, it's gonna be okay. And then like talked about the period products, and it was just like this whole big deal. My mom got on the phone with me and I was crying because I had cramps, and she was like, you're a woman and it's okay, I love you. And so it was like a big deal. But so I don't necessarily need a ceremony per se. I didn't need a ceremony, but it was nice to just feel special in that moment, because I felt like a monster at the time. Like my fucking stomach hurt, I'm bleeding between my legs. This shit is terrible.
Okay, but let me push back on that a little bit. You don't think that there's anything about, and I wish there was a more inclusive way for me to have this conversation, but coming into your womanhood or discovering womanhood without using overly gendered language, you don't wish there was anything that you knew that you didn't know, or that maybe people earlier could have imparted upon you about that process and that journey?
For me in particular, no. I don't think I was that kind of child. My parents were very even like with topics about sex, for example, like my parents never explicitly talked to me about that at all. And so like thankfully I was the kind of child who was like super curious and like discovered things on my own from an academic standpoint. So I would always be like, I don't know about this, so let me read a book about it. Like I remember I got this book on like how to please a man, and it wasn't because I was interested in having sex, but because I just like didn't know what the girls at school were talking about. So it was just like, that's the kind of kid that I was. So I didn't necessarily need that, but that is not to say that like my little sister, for example, may have needed something like that. I don't know. But like for me, I didn't, because I wasn't scared about like, well, if they ain't gonna tell me, I'm curious enough to like figure out how to get the information on my own.
Yeah, we just read Jane books.
Also that. Definitely reading those.
And those weren't necessarily teaching you the right things about sex. It was very sensationalized, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I think the thing that's sticking out to me from this tweet is about mental health. And I feel like, especially in the Black community, I wish like that's something that would have been beneficial to know, that it was normalized. Like me having issues in high school and like wanting to go to therapy, and people being like, no, like there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like,
ain't nothing wrong with you.
But I want to go. Like I feel like something's wrong. And so like I feel like that would have been a great like conversation to have. Like, hey, this is something that I've dealt with, and like it's normal to feel these thoughts. So not it necessarily needing to be like a big ceremony, but I think there's definitely some things that would be helpful to have in real conversation, like not after the fact when you're like 25.
Yeah, I would say on the mental health tip, then yes, because I remember when I first started like feeling insecure about my body and started feeling like bad and negative thoughts about myself, my mom didn't necessarily have all the tools or resources to assist me with that. Or maybe if she did, she didn't use them. So like her first thing was like, no, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're all these things. And like would make me read affirmations from a post-it note. And like at the time that didn't work for me. I was like, I'm ugly. The girls at school don't look like me and I hate myself. And like for you to say that I'm beautiful, like, yeah, that feels good. But also you're my mom. Like what you're gonna call me ugly? Like, no, girl, you're not gonna do that. So it was like, it didn't work for me. So I wish that maybe she would have considered like, maybe this is like a mental health thing. And like, maybe we should see a therapist or something, because like, I was really like, now that I'm an adult, like obviously a lot of these things I've worked on in therapy, but like, it would have been nice maybe to get a head start on that, because I really was doing a lot of self-loathing for a long time.
Would be cool. Yeah, shout out to the I think at the end of the day, it was like a mom who just wanted to, pour into her kid, right? Give her what she wanted or whatnot. And I think that is a beautiful concept. Now I think for like myself, like would I need something like that? And would I do it? I feel like what I would do, so let's start with that. I feel like what I would do is probably like ask all of my like closest friends or ask y'all, and just the family, close family though, and give like note cards or maybe like something that, maybe she could read at the time and it might not make a whole bunch of sense, but as she grows older, like a box she can go to. Because I find myself like watching like videos on people saying, what is something that you told yourself in the 20s, in your 20s or in your 30s that you learn now. And I think that's something like cool to kind of just open up and read about, like, okay, cool. All right, I could relate to this, or, I can't relate to this or whatever. So yeah, I think that would just be a nice, just little sentiment to pass down and to give to her or him. So
I was gonna say, why don't we do that now?
Yeah, I was gonna say actually we did something like that, not for obviously our future children or anything, but we did something like that for each other in college. It was during yeah, because I still have my box.
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
Yeah, it's a picture of SS Triadic on it, and it's like all these love notes that like the whole chapter we wrote to each other, and it's in a like little box. Yeah, and I still have that. I think that is a really good idea for our future babies. No, and I think it's a note from Tirka in there.
Okay.
So, I think as far as like the nature of the tweet and what happened, it was more of the spirit of like, what is it that we can do for this young person that we know is on this path that may or may not look like our path, but we do know that there's going to be specific things that will pop up and you can feel really alone when that stuff happens to you. When the first time you get your heart broken or losing a job or, stuff like that. And I don't think anybody in my life ever talked to me about that and how it can make you feel and how it can derail you and stuff like that. So I think that it's a cool concept. And I like Tasia's idea about the Post-it notes too, like, or note cards or whatever, but just something to, like Courtney said, open up that conversation and normalize these things.
Yeah.
Because we might look at, and I'm sure we can maybe even talk about this in social media, the women feeling like they have to do this and that for men and all this other stuff. We can look at that and laugh, but we don't have those conversations in our society about being down bad or somebody, we don't, you know what I mean? And so here's been down bad.
That just reminded me of that tweet.
But I like the way that you approach it, Reach, because like I was thinking of it like the tweet was saying about like helping her and talking to her and giving her advice about womanhood in particular. But like, if we're having the conversation about adulthood, then yeah, I would have liked the motherfucking ceremony, something, because what the fuck? Y'all just threw me to the wolves. Like, yeah, congrats, girl. You an adult and you gonna do great. Like, I mean, I'm doing all right, but
our journey in adulthood is,
right. You only
sometimes I be waking up and being like, damn, you a grown ass woman. Like,
yeah,
you are grown.
Hate that.
Like, you're paying the taxes.
Man, you got to feed yourself.
You got to pay the car note. Okay, you got to keep the lights on. You got to keep tissue in the bathroom. That's you.
Yeah, the bills come to you. Your name.
Schedule your doctor's appointment. You.
I was gonna say I really want to. I'm answering the question too, but I really want us to do not just the love notes to each other, but to our future children, possibly, because we like when we have them, we may not remember now. So being able to talk about the things that we learned or the things that we wish we knew maybe a few years ago is more recent than when we decide to have children. Wow, none of us have kids yet. That's crazy.
Also, I know a lot of people do that at the baby shower. Like, they'll do a baby book and like, here's what you need to know in 18 years. But again, my mind.
Did we do that for Taylor?
Or Michelle. Or Michelle.
Yeah, Taylor's was the records, right?
I don't remember.
Something like that. We did do something like that though.
I don't remember. But yeah, to answer the question, I think who knows if I'm gonna actually have children. I keep double dutching in and out the rope. of if I am or if I'm not. So I'm not really sure. But if I do, I definitely think that I would, because I mean, a lot of y'all would be there. You know what I'm saying? And I trust y'all hearts and y'all intentions with my child, but also being able to teach my child additionally that you don't take everything you're given. Listen to what people are telling you, take what applies to you, and throw out what doesn't, because you can't you can't trust everybody's advice either. And I think like even people who are well intended, I talk to Tasia about this all the time. Like, when you scrolling on Twitter and you see a quote and be like, damn, that's good. You scroll 2 more times, you can find a quote that completely debunks that or completely undoes what you agree with. You know what I'm saying? So same goes for Black women, because we are not a monolith. We all have very different experiences. So somebody may say, don't date until you're 35. And somebody else may say, do all the dating while you're 20 something, So take it all in, but also teaching her to just take what's important. And do I wish I had that? I don't know, not necessarily. I had a lot of women role models in my life. Not like outside of my family. I had a lot of women role models in my life from the programs that I was in. So I think I was okay. I do wish the messaging was different. A lot of it was avoid dating, avoid men, they all suck, which I mean wasn't too far off, but it would have been nice to be like, if you're gonna do it, here's how. If you're going to do it, here's what's healthy. If you're going to do it, let me teach you how to engage in relationships. Let me show you what self-care looks like, even though this is a newer concept, let me show you how to balance all these things. So that would have been nice, but it's hard.
That makes me think about like some of the things that we would like to teach each other's children or our own children are things that our parents didn't necessarily have the language or tools for at the time. Like even the idea of like the rise in us being like, I'm reclaiming my time, not just self-care, but like I'm literally I'm taking rest. I'm deciding what I want to do today. And like our parents didn't do any of that. They didn't, and maybe they didn't have the courage or the resources or the money or whatever it was that they didn't have, but they didn't. And so it's like, it's hard for them or for me to look back and be like, I wish I would have had that, because they just simply didn't have it to teach.
It's different times. Like the advice applies differently now.
Yeah.
Because they might have said, get you a good job and stay there for the next 60 years. And I've been at that dinner table like,
no.
Or like,
how many years?
Okay.
Or like even, if our parents did have moments where they did like, I guess did those mental health checks, self-care, whatever, reclaiming their time, like point it out. Because there were moments where I know, listen, they had to. You cannot.
Correct.
You have to create space for you, time for you. We all do it. This is something that is a human experience that you have to be intentional about. So I'm pretty sure my mom did it, but I think it would have been nice for her to been like, Tasia, look, I'm having this moment right now, and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
To help.
They didn't show us.
Yeah.
I feel like they thought that the breaking down was weak.
Yeah.
Or showing us them crying was weakness, when it's just like, it's actually a part of you taking care. We're learning now that it's actually a part of you taking care of yourself. So I don't know. Going back to like, I think what Sis said, I don't know if the advice would have even applied or helped, because it was different. Like we're just handling things. We're handling stress different. We're handling our mental health differently. We handle our money differently. We handle our time and our careers way differently. I don't know if y'all know that, like, they're dubbing this time the Great Resignation, because we are literally saying fuck you to these jobs. So I don't know. I mean, there might have been some gems in there somewhere, but
maybe not. That was a great point.
It's possible they weren't.
Also, very likely there weren't.
These are also smart. Man,
He's you a good man and stay with him.
No.
They might not even give a fuck what we have to say while we talking about imparting wisdom.
Okay. If he don't beat you, you stay with him forever.
And if he cheat, it's okay. Cheat back.
Okay, I'm glad y'all brought it, because this was literally why I chuckled in my head, because I'm like, what if they just get a whole bunch of just
off the wall and asinine, insane ass advice, and then they influencing my baby. No,
But as she get, it's
Read them first. Read them
gets
first.
older, they'll be like, "What you say, Courtney?"
Read them
the cards
first.
Yeah, read them first.
But if it's a dinner,
Not the
I can't filter
gatekeeping.
what's coming out their mouths. If it's a dinner, they just feeding my baby raw information.
No,
I would.
that's not
This would be a very carefully handpicked circle. Like,
Yeah, that's
it
what I'm
this is
saying.
intimate. Carefully.
Curated.
Yes, like I know if you tell my baby something, she can trust what you're telling her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That sounds
I
like-
think, I don't even plan on having kids, but what I'm so excited for the youth that I know will be involved in my life in whatever way that happens is just doing my best to try to let them know that it's an open door, and whatever is
Yeah.
going on in your world, you can feel free to bring that into my world. And you can
No.
try to figure it out. Because
Makes me
the
emotional.
way I'm thinking about the difference between me and what maybe my mama might have thought she should have told me, and me being like, girl, you can't even get on Gmail. How can you tell me anything and your account is at yahoo.com?
I'm dead. I'm dead.
And when you talk to kids, they will really be like, You thought that was real inspirational, didn't you?
Okay. And you be just running your mouth, going on and on and on, and they be like, "What?"
And
they
I
also
don't care.
But I think what Taylor said about putting it on cards. So yes, we can have a dinner, but put it on cards because that baby may turn 25 and be like, "God damn, they did tell me this. Let me prepare.
No, yeah.
Let me use my notes."
22 plus is when it like once you graduate, maybe whatever day. That's when it hits and you're like, oh, they did tell me this, or like, oh, this is what the girls were talking about on that TV show, or like that's when Insecure started making sense. Like we watched it through college, but after college, Insecure hit different. So it's like things like that. It's like, yeah, that 22 plus age where it hits.
I say too at the same time though, I want to curate a good circle because I want women with different values. So my baby knows that there's more options out there than what's just presented to her from mainstream media. So if she wants to explore different religions, maybe a TT who believes in Buddhism, or a TT who believes in Christianity, or a TT who believes in spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Like women who are very in different stages of their life and have different beliefs. So my baby knows that you don't have to limit yourself in what you are and who you want to be. You can pick whatever you want in any aspect of your life and create the life that you want to. And whatever you want to do, just rely on whichever TT that apply to. So this was cute.
Oh, okay. Anything else in the damn timeline in the social? I sound like a boomer, Lord. The damn social media streets.
Okay, so there's a tweet. I mean, what was this? A TikTok? Whatever. And
She's so old too. Jesus.
The caption says, "A TikTok. Ever wonder why Black people love Hennessy so much? I have a theory, and it's rooted in history. So I'm gonna play the video. You guys, let me know if you can hear it.
The association between Black people and the French cognac Hennessy is strong. But has anybody ever told you why? Around 1896, the president of Hennessy at the time was so moved by Booker T. Washington's words about the spirit of Black people that he started donating money to Tuskegee. About 50 years later, at the end of World War II, French residents were giving Black soldiers cognac as a sign of appreciation. Not only that, they were the first corporate sponsors of the NAACP and the first spirits to advertise both in jet and ebony in the 1950s. Even today, many Black people carry the torch for Hennessy, whether they're just fans of the brand or like Nas and Erykah Badu, they're getting paid to do it. But with all that being said, we need to keep one thing in mind. Hennessy's not that good. Sorry, not sorry.
It's not.
Black food fact.
So that I don't, I didn't fact check it or nothing, but I think if this is true,
Courtney.
it sound real.
That was literally my first thought. Did she fact check this?
Girl, no, but who cares? Disclaimer: I didn't fact check it, so it may or not be accurate. But if it is, I think it's a hot take. Like I really,
girl. This is why we can't be free from Hennessy. They gave it to us.
No, it's really not. I don't
say
we don't owe these people nothing, but I think it's interesting. Like if that's real, like wow, they was really out here supporting us. They trying to get us addicted?
Can we?
I don't know if giving
I
me
feel like
time
it's real.
for-
I feel like I heard that before.
I have to. It's definitely familiar, but I didn't fact check it then either. So
I'm gonna Google Hennessy Black Lives Matter. 1 second.
Calculate.
I ain't even read this. I'm gonna just hold on to it. Anyway, what was the question around that, Courtney? Or did you have a question surrounding that?
I didn't really have a question, but I'm just like, does it make you feel any better that that Hennessy has a hold on Black people?
No.
I think that is interesting. Like, I think the more I learn about us in the past and think about like how separated the world used to be, before we could all contact each other and just hop online or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then to think that we still were out here figuring out a way to connect with one another and universally do something, whether it's support Hennessy or not shop here or shop there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That's a beautiful perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And I think about like, damn, like we really did that.
Indeed.
Whether it was to support people who we should or shouldn't, that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I wish it wasn't Hennessy, but
because as a people, we have to stand up against Hennessy.
We
And
do.
I'm gonna-
We really
It's
do.
so nasty. It's
I want
so
y'all
I'm
to
gonna
put the
stand on this
bottles down.
podcast today.
I
And
got
say,
the Hennessy.
Please put the Hennessy down, y'all. There are better cognacs.
it's tearing
out
our
there.
communities
There are-
apart.
much better.
Literally fights.
Hennessy is causing fights. It's causing pregnancies. It's causing it's a detriment to the Black community, and I want us to be free from it.
It really is. It's very anti-Black, actually,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably why they started giving it to us in the first place.
Y'all ever watch I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was a whole segment on there about how they was putting some stuff in the alcohol, and it was making never mind. I y'all might know if y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, but I don't even know the damn movie
On
called.
that same vein, I've been watching We Need to Talk About Bill Cosby today.
Oof.
Oh, wait, huh? Why are we going there?
She said same vein. Oh,
Well, I mean, you were talking about putting stuff in people's drinks.
they do. Connection.
Segue.
No.
It was something in the drink that was affecting men specifically in the Black community is all I would say.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, what is you trying to say about Bill Cosby?
Let it die.
I just wanted to bring it back up. I wanted to know.
I want to know.
Right.
No, I think we should all watch the doc, and then perhaps we'll comment on it on the show.
Where is it? What
It's
network?
streaming on
Showtime?
Showtime. Streaming on Showtime. It just released today. So
Yeah, make sure you slide us that
We
login.
need to log in.
Y'all don't got Showtime?
Or any of our fellow peers.
Any of our podcast listeners, if you
Go
have
ahead, DM us.
DM us the login.
email us your login info.
Marisha, you slide me the login. You specifically slide
you
me.
should already have it.
I only have the HBO one.
Reached like that a few times. I'm still logged in to change HBO Max on my TV.
Oh.
And Courtney's Disney Plus.
Okay, this is about community.
Community, okay. Community.
That's why they keep raising the prices, because they know 5 people have one account. Like,
No, we don't.
You better ask them niggas to pay you.
literally.
Slide you a couple dollars.
Just send
Okay, that's
Apple
all
Pay
I have.
requests.
Sorry, that's all I have though for Timeline T. Clink clink. Because the first one took a little long.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, so I guess we're gonna move into some cloud thoughts. Just a little background. This cloud thought wasn't a cloud thought, but it sounded like a cloud thought. So we're gonna use it. Because my sister said she liked it, so we're gonna go with it. So background story. I was driving like a madman the other day, and I realized, I was actually driving slow the other day, and I realized that the cars in front of me were just like taking a sweet time. And I'm like, bro, I have somewhere to go. And I'm thinking, because I see the big like city truck, I can't go any faster. Like it's, this is the reality I have to deal with. Then I realized I could just move to the other lane. That's it. I could literally just move to the other lane. choose a different pathway, choose a different perspective, choose a different speed, choose whatever I want to do. And it just made me think about like sometimes how we get stuck in where we are. Perfect example. When I was 2 jobs ago, I had a job and I was like, well, I don't want to leave here because I won't get the same flexibility. I won't get the same amount of money. I don't know where my degree is, where I can go with my degree that'll actually pay me. Like we get stuck in these specific lanes and these scripts in our lives, when really we have the ability to just change lanes and get to the same place how we want to, probably even faster, you know? And going back to the story about my last 2 jobs ago, I ended up leaving that job, got a job with more flexibility, more pay, more community exposure, which is, got me opportunities in other different ways. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that and see if that resonates with you all in any way, or if there's been any moments in your life where you felt very stuck, but realized like I have the power to change my situation or my reality by just literally changing lanes. I don't have to stay stuck in wherever I feel stuck. It's up to me to, change where I want to go, change my pathway, change whatever I want to change. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I have the power to do that.
I think the first thing that came to my mind was like a mindset shift or a mindset change of like realizing like, oh, like life sucks right now, but like, damn, I literally prayed for this like 6 months ago. Like,
talk to me, okay? Talk to me,
Marina. Like, oh shit, I'm busy and I have all these jobs, but just last month, So I think that change, that shifting lane for me, a lot of times is just changing my mindset and like my outlook of like how the situation is going, or like how it could be going better.
For sure. And it's sometimes just that simple of deciding to see things differently,
I can definitely relate to that.
Tell us more.
Me this week. It's me, Jesus. I just feel like, I don't know if this is unique for me or maybe it was true of other people, but like I was taught to think of things in a very linear way. Like you do this to get here, you do this to get to the next place. And in actuality, that's just not how anything goes.
Not anymore.
It's not how it goes. And well, I mean, right. It's different in today's society. And if we want to be specific and talk about like career and career opportunities, it's just not going to look like that. I can't imagine what would have happened to me if, after 6-7 months of looking for a job after undergrad, I didn't say, okay, this ain't going to work. Whatever I'm doing, this is not going to work for me, looking for things that apply to my degree. And then in the job that I got after that, I was like, 2, almost 3 years in, and I was miserable. And I was like, well, what can I do? I've been doing this for so long. And, sometimes that feeling of the familiar or the devil that is better than the one that you don't. And eventually for me, I just had to get so miserable that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go home and I'm gonna try this new thing, and if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
I think you spoke definitely about that fear piece. Is sometimes we'll stay in that same lane because we're scared of what's on the other side. It's all uncertain. I know that if I stay here, I'm gonna go 35 miles per hour. This truck is gonna take their time,
Or even to Courtney's point of like, I'm the person that gets by doing this much.
Yeah.
And if I push over, if I do a little bit more,
might gotta work.
What does that mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. What does that mean for me going forward? What does that mean for how people view me? Are people gonna be receptive to that? Or be like, girl, you doing too much.
Right. Or you're not doing enough in some cases. Like I know for me, I'm definitely working toward like full-time freelance, which I kind of am. And that causes a lot of uncertainty for other people in my life. Like my dad, for example, who's very anxious, like, you don't want to stick to a 9 to 5? No. I don't want to be in that lane no more. I want to do something else. I want a different life. So I'm going to choose to scoot over here. It is scary. It's scary as hell. In a few months, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming next for me, but I do know that things have always been working out up until this point. So I just keep trusting that, and trusting that either one way or another, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, you got to take a chance on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like it could be the smallest chance too that could just light it up. And something like that happened this week where I took a chance on myself and it literally sparked it. And I was like, oh,
Come on,
I got
come
this
on.
shit in the motherfucking bag. I'm like, I could do anything.
Yes, you can.
You know what I mean? Like, if I want to hop and bop around this truck, I will hop and bop around the truck, you know, but I have a plan, you know, and the plan is within me. And it's just like, I have no limitations.
No.
So
Other than the ones you set for yourself.
That's it. So, yeah, it's very, very, very much so resonate.
Did you want to share with us what the thing was, or you're not there yet? What
Yeah, I'm
the
not there
spark was? Okay, no worries, no worries. You wanna add, sister?
No, I feel like for the most part, and that's for the most part, that I am really good about being like, nope, not gonna do this anymore. Do something else. Like, and I just remember, you know, someone once told me, was like, trusting your chaos, you know, there's method to your madness. And it's like, yeah, because a lot of people, to Narisha's point, you know, about being sensitive, a lot of people in my life would always be like, you know, sis, you chaotic, or you is like, I'm actually not. I actually thought this through, but it's chaotic to you because it's abrupt. But like, I have thought about this for months and I've decided that I want to do something else. Like, so always trusting in the fact that I know what the fuck is going on. And I know what's best for me. And like, and I'm not afraid to start over or change it when I'm ready for that. So I would say it's taken a lot, and still working on like continuing to like be confident in the fact that I do that all the time, instead of like falling into the shame, because most people don't do that.
They're too scared.
Good job.
And they be scared for you sometimes, and try to push that fear on you.
And that really be what it is, because I would say I don't think that I have any, you know, snakes in the grass. Most of the people, almost all of the people in my life, I would say all the people in my life that I've let, you know, see me cry or like hear my struggles or whatever the fuck, or even sharing my joys, like these are people that I trust and I know have my best interests at heart. So even when they are kind of unconsciously shaming me, it's really because they are scared for me, but like trusting that like you can be scared and that's okay, but like I'm not.
Okay.
So
good thing this is in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that's really just all I have for this week's Cloud Thoughts. As hard as it may be, sometimes it really is just changing the lane. Just change the lane, whether that's changing your decision making, whether that's changing your daily patterns, maybe even harder than that, is changing your daily habits. And understanding that it's not that it's hard. What is that quote? It's not easy, but it's simple. That's what it is. It's not easy, but it's simple. If you want to, you know, whatever your goals are, you just, you know, go with the flow. I don't know. I'm making no more sense no more. So I'm passing my.
It's not even just goals, like, you know, but it's just whatever you want. You know, and I don't know if it's the pandemic or if it's like seeing everything as a joke. Like, really, everything makes me laugh now. This whole situation is funny. If you're upset about something, just really think about it and start laughing, because it's a game. Mostly it's a joke. It's for fun.
Yes.
And none of this makes any sense. And just think about what you feel. And pretty much everything we do in life is trying to get ourselves to ignore our natural impulses. Our body tells us exactly what we need to do, when we need to eat, when we need to sleep, how we need to rest, when we want to work, right? And there's a place for all of that, but we've been lied to and said, if you don't feel productive 48 out of 120 something hours per week, then you're lazy, you're this, you're that. And that's just not true. It's not true.
Yeah. Woo, that's a lot. I'm gonna let y'all digest that, listeners, and we're gonna go on a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back to the What Is My Life moment this week. All right, gang, we are back from our commercial and let's talk about what is my life this week. So we're supposed to be talking about toxic positivity. Like, is it good? Is it bad? Is it fake? Is the shit even real? Like, what's going on?
Okay, so we got this article here from the Washington Post, and the headline is "Time to Ditch Toxic Positivity. Experts say it's okay not to be okay." And it's from August of 2020, so a bit ago now, but I'll read a bit of it. So it says, in the midst of a raging pandemic and widespread social unrest, these days it can feel as if reassuring platitudes are inescapable. Everything will be fine. It could be worse. Look on the bright side. But well-intentioned as those who lean on such phrases may be, experts are cautioning against going overboard with the good vibes only trend. Too much forced positivity is just unhelpful, they say. It's toxic. While cultivating a positive mindset is a powerful coping mechanism, toxic positivity stems from the idea that the best or only way to cope with a bad situation is to put a positive spin on it and not dwell on the negative. And that quote there specifically can be attributed to Natalie DiTillo. So my question for you guys is, have you ever experienced toxic positivity or perpetuated toxic positivity? Do you believe in it? What do we think?
Okay, so a part of me is like, yes, I've both experienced and perpetuated toxic positivity at some point in my life. And maybe at the time we didn't have this language. So I could definitely think about, like, even when I was in college, I was still of the mindset of like, when shit happens, be like, all right, just move on. You're going to be all right. It's fine. It could be worse. Right. Mm-hmm. But now that I've been to therapy and also have more life experience outside of college, it's like, no, this shit sucks. And it's okay that I'm sad, and it's okay that I'm pissed or whatever my feelings are. But like, knowing that I can't sit in that shit, like knowing that it's okay to feel that, but then also knowing that, like, okay, so now it's time to move on. You can allow yourself to feel that, whatever the time frame is, and then to move forward from that. So as far as toxic positivity is concerned, like, now in my life, I feel like I don't even give others the opportunity to do that. Like, as soon as I feel like the conversation is steering that way, I'm going to let you know. I'm clear about what my boundaries are. Like, hey, like, I just want to feel sad today, and I want you to sit in that with me. Is that okay? Like, but also I've cultivated relationships where I feel safe enough to say that, and like, that you are all, gracious enough rather to oblige me. Like, when I want to be pissed, y'all like, okay, well,
we mad.
Yeah, I guess we all mad and we're venting and we're cussing. And then, okay, so like, I don't have people in my life who necessarily perpetuate that. And for those people who still would probably ascribe to that, like maybe people of older generations, like my parents or grandparents, I don't give them the opportunity. I'm like, that's not what I want to hear right now. Or just letting you know, like, I hear what you're saying, and that would be good advice, and I could probably receive that in 24 to 48 hours. Okay. But today I'm upset.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think, same as Sis's point, I have received it and also been the giver of it. And it's weird. It is. I would say for me personally, this is a weird topic, and not
speak your truth, sis. Speak your truth.
It's just, it's like the dwelling in it part. I think that's what hit the most, and I don't ever want to see the people I love just go through it. So it's just like an empath moment. And sometimes I get so caught up in no, don't cry. No, it's okay. No. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? Like, how can I help? But not realizing, just let this person have their moment. Like, it's okay. So I think that's me getting caught up in like this quote unquote toxic positivity. And then, I think I have more to say, but it's just not coming right now. And, receiving it though, does it suck? No, because I just be like, you know what? Yeah, you kind of right. all right. Or I just realized like that's their, their way of trying to cheer me up. And it's like, thanks. You know what I saw the other day? Sorry, I have an ADHD moment. This thing called chameleon, being a chameleon as a person, where you mimic the person in front of you.
Mm-hmm. You're like a mirror.
Yes, to help feel more accepted or like it's a people pleasing.
Because if you're reflecting everybody else, nobody can see you.
Yeah. So sometimes I feel like that's the role I take when it comes to that, because I get, how Amir said, if I want to vent, I need people that will just be rough rowdy with me. I'll get in that space and then I'm like, is this the right thing to do? Should we be like, all upset? Is this counterproductive?
That was like that quote Rue said about not Rue Elliot was like, are we are we good for each other? Or I don't know if that we're good for each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll bring the best out of each other.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That I don't care.
I don't care, because that's what I need right now is whatever you giving me,
Yeah.
And I don't I don't always need the best. Sometimes I need to let out the worst of me and find somebody who's a safe space for me to let out the worst of me in order for me to thrive and feel better. Because I won't be here forever, but just right now in that moment, I need that,
Yeah, I think that just brings up the idea of like being on all the time, of like, no, I can't be positive all the time. Like, that's exhausting, like, because my life isn't positive right now. So sure, we talked about mindset shifts and outlook, but like, no, like, yes, I'm broke right now. Oh, you could be homeless. Well, shit, I'm close. Like, I don't want to hear that. That's not the time to be saying those things to me right now. And so I definitely think like the toxic positivity, or like whatever the opposite of I don't know. It has a time and a place. Like, you really just need to read the room before you respond. And like, don't give me no unsolicited advice. Like, please don't give me no unsolicited advice.
There was a word. That word, unsolicited advice.
Correct.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, if you see a somebody who can receive that or whatever, and they're asking, hey, can you gas me up right now? Go ahead, gas them up. But if they're not saying that, then you really just got to be like,
shut up and listen. And I think sometimes I feel like the toxic positivity is I feel like this came up when we talked about it before, but other people are uncomfortable with your shit, so they want to cheer you up so we can move past it, or feel better. And I think, in line with what you said, Courtney, I don't know that the toxic positivity has time and place, but positivity has a time and place. Sometimes I need you to be positive and encourage me, because let me tell you, Courtney in the mirror cuss me out positively all the time and say, suck it up, because that's what I need to hear. You know what I'm saying? But then there's other times like, sis, I know you're going through a hard time. If you want to talk about it, just let it out, So the toxic positivity doesn't allow for that. Yes, Courtney. The opposite of toxic positivity is positivity. The toxic positivity doesn't allow for you to say, I want to cry, I want to be mad, I want to curse, I want to vent. It just takes that away and says, whatever you feel, it'll be fine. Whatever you feel, it'll be better, or you could have it worse, or whatever the saying is. And I can't get with that. I'm big on feeling what I feel and then moving past it. I will say, in the area I'm in my life now, I don't have time to sulk. I don't have time to be sad. I can't sit in my feelings as long as I used to. So I'm learning to move past them quicker, but toxic positivity has never made that better. Like I usually don't receive it well in general, because I'm not done crying. I'm not done sulking, venting, being angry, whatever the case may be. Once I move past that, then I'm ready for whatever, positivity you have to impart upon me. Because then I'm at a place where I'm receptive of it. So
yeah, it's just This is like I think we had talked about it like when we were kind of getting our notes together and stuff, but I just be like, it's a lot of words to describe things in this life. And like I just seen the chat. Wait, no, the opposite of toxic positivity is just being positive. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's not toxic, just positive.
just take the toxic out and you good. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. It's just positive when it's time to be positive.
Simply filtrate
Genuine.
the positivity.
Filter. Put it in a Brita. Put the positivity in a Brita, please.
Yeah.
In a Brita picture.
No, I feel that though, but it's like you do have to make a choice, and it's always a choice, whether it's the choice we think is right or whatever in the moment. But some days, I'm sorry, I be feeling like it's a big ass dark cloud following me around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And me and that cloud, I'm holding that cloud with the chain, and we are headed through the next 24 hours. However we have to get there. And some days I wake up like today, and the sun is out, and I feel good, and I'm like, you know what? Look on the bright side.
Yeah, because that's the time for that for you.
But if I came upon someone who was like, everything is terrible and this just happened to me, you can't take that into invalidating other people's experiences because you're uncomfortable and you walking on sunshine.
Mm-hmm. You just say, I don't want to hear that right now.
And if you do, I mean, you can't be mad.
How do you do that? How do you
can't be mad when people tell you to shut the fuck up? You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to be on that positivity right now, girl.
But then also the negativity.
I'm not the person to receive this right now. I'm not in the space to receive this right now.
That's for
I love you, and I can't hear. I mean, me and sis have been through that where I'm just like fucking sulking and not in the mood, and she just be like, I'm not right now. You know what I'm saying? I can't receive that right now. I think it also helps. It's sometimes unrealistic because sometimes we're not groomed to ask people, are they in a space for us to vent? But it helps if you say, hey, I need to vent right now. Are you in a space for me to do so? So then you just avoid that awkwardness of like, damn, they just going in and I don't want to hear about it.
We can't hear you, sis.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, the mic is.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, there it goes. I don't know why it's shifting.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, love that. I was gonna say, and don't fight me because I know how you girls like to tussle, okay? But I just would like to know what our society's like issue is with the idea of consent, because it's like all of this could easily be remedied a lot of the time, even the idea of toxic positivity, if you just ask for permission. Are you in a space to hear me vent? Are you in a space to hear positivity right now? Like, just ask and you will get the answer. Like, if you see that I'm visibly sad, don't rush to be like, because you're uncomfortable, don't rush to be like, no, it's gonna be okay. Like, ask me, like, what is it that you need right now? And I could say, yeah, I want some positivity. I need to be encouraged. Or I could say, can you just sit here while I cry? But like, just wait for me to answer.
Yeah.
Or maybe I might not even have an answer. And then you say, okay, well, come back to me when you're ready.
Right.
But either way, like, all of this could be remedied if you just fucking ask.
Nope, I needed to hear that. So thank you. Cause that's, I think from the immediately you vomited out things and it's just
don't even say hi.
You should just ask, like, guess what happened to me today?
Right. Hello. I'm having a bad day too. How about we not?
Or even when and also when the person is giving you their heart and soul and you're in an uncomfortable, you feel uncomfortable and you're like, what do I do? Do I give them this? Do I give them that? Just ask, girl.
Just ask.
Ask or hold space. Cause like, I'm infamous for like not doing well with that, but it's not because it makes me uncomfortable. It's like, what do you want me to say? Like, like, when people are crying,
that ain't your cup of tea. We know.
No, it's just what do you, I'm big though on like holding space for you. Like, if you need a place to cry, if you want to just talk, like, I got you. I'm gonna just sit there. I will listen. I will listen to you talk my ears off.
I was gonna say that too, Courtney. Tasia, the other remedy is also knowing what your friends are good for. I'm not gonna come to Courtney if I want to cry. I might ask Amira for 30 minutes because her capacity is about 30 minutes. And after that, we got to come up with some solutions.
Literally.
Or I'm going to call my baby mama.
Pen out.
Okay.
We're making a plan.
Your notebook, and we're going to have some appointments in your calendar. Okay. You have to also know who you can rely on for what, which I learned a lot this year. Like, I have one friend who I can do everything with: cry, vent, celebrate, talk, travel, all those things. I have other friends where it's like if I want solutions, I come to them specifically because I just don't have the capacity for the negativity. You know what I'm saying? So also understanding, is my friend good at giving me what I need? Is this friend good at giving me what I need when I need it? Because I mean, shit, I call on all of y'all for different things. You know what I'm saying? I call on all of my people for different things and try to, as best as I can, play to the strengths of you all and of the friendship in itself.
Yeah. That's real, because I also know who to go to when I want to get hyped up with my nonsense. Who gonna gas me and tell me to do the wrong thing?
Period.
Do it.
Immediately. Like, I'm not gonna text this friend because they're gonna have to
just add it to your story.
Immediately, yes. Why did you even come to this group chat? Because you already knew what I was gonna say.
To your story.
I think Courtney had the most sentient point of this whole conversation. Is just hold space for your people. That's it. And if that means you have to say, you know, I'm uncomfortable with this, but I'm here, or okay, you know, whatever you have to do to make those people feel held in that moment, try that before just trying to make people get over stuff, because you just really never know. It could be something small to you, but it's the first time somebody's gone through that thing.
Exactly.
And they trusted you. I don't know why, but they did.
They trusted you. My biggest thing too about, even on the same like consent tip, I'm big on being like, okay, so how can I support you? Especially because since I'm the solutions-based friend, I'm being like, what is it that you need? Like, you came to me with this feeling or this information and I can hold space for you, but then also, how can I best support you in this moment? Like,
specifically, what can I do?
Yes, what can I do to support you? So it's like putting all the onus on you and responsibility on you, because you came to me. So like, what is it that you need from me? And I can let you know if I can provide it or if I cannot.
That's hard, because I think
that is hard.
We expect our friends, our partners, our parents to do everything. You know, if I want to vent, I should be able to call you. If I want to celebrate something, I should be able to call you. If I need advice for something, I should be able to call you. But realistically, I think we're learning now that even after this pandemic, people have smaller capacities because our own storms are so big sometimes. So it's knowing how to pull and pick and choose on what friend when, so you don't thin anybody else. You don't thin anybody out, you know, or wear anybody out specifically, and kind of just, I don't know, do what's best you think is best for you, but also for your friendship with that person. Because I know it doesn't feel good to be anybody's everything, you know. I wouldn't want to be anybody's everything. No, you know what I'm saying? We had the conversation even when we were talking about partnership, where you were like, well, if your tire break down, who you gonna call? Shit, probably whoever I live closest to, you know, or whoever can get to me the fastest, or whoever is available. I'm not gonna automatically call my partner or automatically call my best friend. I'm gonna call whoever makes sense in that moment, you know? So learning how to do that as opposed to leaning on each other for everything is I guess I'm learning personally is more important. And just because that person can't hold that space for you does not mean they don't love you. That's it.
Who speak on it?
Seriously, not taking everything
personal.
Yeah, not taking everything personally. Like, this is, sweetie, it's not everything is about you. This isn't about you. I'm just saying that, like,
world. It's my world. It's in my head.
Okay.
It's about me.
No. No. Okay. And I used to never understand that when you're young and you like everything feels like it's about you, and your parents be like, everything isn't about you, and you be like, I don't understand why you're saying that. Like,
it makes no sense.
How could that even be accurate when I feel like this?
Correct. How do you know? But like, as an adult, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, everything is about me. Because it's like, why would I take that personally? And especially too, a lot of times, I think what has put me in a place of like dealing with other people's like emotions or whatever situations that may or may not make me uncomfortable. Like, the biggest thing that I've learned and like held on to is like, people are doing the best they can with what they have. And I remind myself of that all the time. Like, if I go to the grocery store and the cashier gave me an attitude, I'm not going to give you an attitude right back, because I'm immediately going to think people are doing the best they can with what they have. So, okay. Allegedly.
Their problem, not their problem.
Okay, right. I'm not taking it personally. You mad, sis, you snatched the $20 from me. I'm not even going to take that personally. You know what? Because I wouldn't want to work here either. So I'm going to I'm gonna get my change and I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna have a blessed day.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. I'm gonna mind my business. The girl cussing out somebody on the Wendy's phone. I'm gonna mind my business.
That's what I said. People at the Wendy's, they be spicy.
the people at Wendy's be going through it. It no matter what Wendy's.
Nuggets. Not
Why are you blowing in the drive-through? I'm busy.
Go ahead.
Like, damn, can I have a large fry?
Go ahead with your order. Go ahead with what you want. What you want.
Hello?
The only spice I wanted was in my nuggets. Thank you.
Period. Damn, it's too much tang on this order.
Okay.
I get that. But yeah, just understanding it's not about you. It's not always personal. Like a lot of times the way people, I don't want to say the way people treat you because I'm not even going to go into that conversation, but sometimes people's reaction or feelings or emotions like don't have anything to do with you at all.
You just a victim.
I would like to see that to the white women who feel like everything is an attack on them. Please sit
Sweetie.
down. Please.
I mean, part of that is an inflated sense of self-importance. So that isn't even just.
Please. Karen, please.
I can't even. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, Reach, with the toxic positivity? You think we covered everything for today, or you got more questions for us?
I think we're good. I think we had some interesting opinions on the topic, and for the most part, people are just going to ignore you. So, I mean, you can be toxic positive or toxic negative or whatever you want to be, but people are going through what they're going through, and they're not going to receive what you're giving unless it's helpful in the moment. So keep that in mind.
Period.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Thank y'all for listening to our topic this week. I'm gonna go ahead and it's time to take a deep breath and affirm y'all. Okay, so if that serves you, go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep breath, and receive everything that we talked about today. And we have 2 really on point affirmations this week, y'all. So one of them is surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go and wait for the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage your plans. Okay, so that's the first one.
My God.
Okay, okay, seriously. And then that second one here, the second one is say yes. Okay, now is the time to open up and receive. It may be somewhat unnerving, but if we are not open to the many good things in this life, they might pass us by. So practice saying yes to what you know will stretch you, things that you might be a little unsure of. There is abundance all around us, and sometimes we just need to make space for it to appear. Okay? So you take those words with you, baby, and you go ahead and affirm yourself with this, okay? You take whatever time you need to feel whatever feelings you're feeling, but then at the end of the day, you let go of those results. And then you also say yes for something else to appear for you. Okay.
And romanticize your life, baby.
Okay.
Romanticize your life.
I ain't even gonna tell y'all what other card popped out.
That's all you get. I mean, you know, if you want to feel like the main character in The Devil Wears Prada, just play that song.
That's it.
And romanticize. I mean, you are.
Yes.
You are the main character.
That's it. And that you can switch lanes whenever you motherfucking want to.
Period.
Honestly.
Turn that signal on. Turn that car signal on.
Merge.
Turn it on. I don't know what's in that other lane, but you ain't gonna know if you don't put the signal on.
That's it. Back though. Don't get hit.
Okay.
Check that blind spot and say, cool, let's move over. Okay, you can't just be moving over and crashing into other people. Raise your insurance rates. Come on now, we don't need that.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna let y'all go. Thank you for coming to this week's episode, and we will see y'all next week. Oh, and then don't forget to you can find us on social media, like and subscribe. All right, peace, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, niggas.
Bye, Nichols.
The millennial urge to.
Thank you for listening to this week's What Is My Life podcast. You can listen to us bi-weekly on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. Follow us on Instagram at whatismylifepod or email us at wiml.thepodcast@gmail.com.